Welcome to Literally Nutritious. Hi, I'm Lori Monroe Sigfridson, and I'm the Active Healthy Living Consultant for the Tri-County Regional Center for Education. Before we begin, I want to recognize that we are on the unceded territory, which has long served as a site of meeting and exchange amongst the Indigenous peoples of Mi'kmaq. We honor, recognize, and respect this nation as the traditional stewards of the lands and waters on which we stand today.
Hello everybody, welcome. My name is Chris Bolter. I'm the Regional Executive Director of the Tri-County Regional Center for Education, and
hi, my name is Jared Purdy, Director of Programs and Student Services, also at the Tri-County Regional Center for Education. Okay, before we get started, we're going to need to know what utensils we're going to need to go through our recipe. So I'm going to get started. First off camera here we have the slow cooker that we're going to use. We're also going to use a cutting board here. We're also going to need a good sharp knife for cutting pieces. We are going to have as well a mixing spoon. From there we're going to need both measuring cups and measuring spoons. And last but not least, we'll need a can opener.
what could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
So, it's my pleasure to introduce the ingredients for the meal we're going to cook today. Pizza soup, or pizza in a bowl, if you will. You can see in front here, we have some mushrooms, we have a bell pepper, we have an onion, some Italian seasoning, some vegetable broth, some tomato stew, or stewed tomatoes, I should say, and some tomato paste as well. And of course, we have the meat that's part of it. So this is ground pork. We're going to put a little bit of salt and pepper in it, and in addition to that, you may want to spread a bit of cheese on the top of it at the end.
So right now, as you can see, Chris is going to start washing and preparing our vegetables. So he's starting off with the mushrooms. He's going to cut those in long, thin strips. Watching Chris right now brings me back to my early cooking experiences with my grandmother, Nana Jackson, and that was her famous apple pie, and my job was to cut the apples, and as I can see, Chris is no stranger to slicing and dicing.
All right. I was a short order cook back in the day when I was 19, 20 years old as a summer job, so brings me right back to slicing copious amounts of mushrooms. So here we are.
Haven't missed a beat.
No. So as you can see, folks, with the bell pepper, the first thing I already did was cut it in half, take the seeds out. I'm going to wash it now, and I'm going to do my best to slice it up.
So the trick here with the bell peppers is we want to be fairly precise with this, not as precise as a dice, but close. Anything you chop, it doesn't have to be exactly the same, but you want to be as close as possible. And to kind of give you a rough estimate of what that would look like, something finely chopped would be kind of the size of a corn kernel, and something less finely chopped would be about the size of a peanut. And he has followed that.
Looks peanut-ish to me. So.
Looks great.
So as you can see, Jared is about to dice the onion, so you may get a little bit emotional here, folks. Make for good drama on TV, so if we see a few tears, that's okay. So Jared, take us through what you're doing here in dicing this onion, and maybe some of your influences from the onion dicing game.
Well, I must admit, I'm no stranger to YouTubing Gordon Ramsay videos with aspirations of doing what he does. It hasn't panned out for me thus far, but it's given me my training.
It's a great growth mindset. I think there's a lot of similarities between you and Gordon Ramsay. Your haircuts are not one of them, just FYI on that. So let's take a look as Jared has done the initial dice. Now, of course, he's going from the longer pieces and really chopping those down into small fragments, I should say, and they look great.
Yeah, this is onions are a favorite for me. Sometimes I'll make them with steak or with sauces, but sometimes I go outside of the box and put them on things that my wife and two little girls question why I'm doing it. But I'm a big fan of onions, and that's not going to change.
Like on top of ice cream or something like that.
That's an example.
Yeah, sure. I will tell you with onions, what I like to do is fry them up and put them as a topping on a dish. For example, spaghetti sauce, I'll make spaghetti sauce, put it on whole wheat pasta, then fry up some onions and just sprinkle it over the top. It's delicious.
These look great.
So as you can see, I have the pork here, and what we want to do with the pork is make it into marble size balls. Some may call it meatballs. is a common name for that sort of thing. So just watch how quick I can do this, Jared. Are you counting? Just count in your head. Okay?
I am.
So here we go. And there we are.
Well done.
Yeah, thanks. So
Well done.
again, you just want to roll those in your hand, create these marble balls that are, I would say, about 1 inch in diameter. And of course, what's really important anytime you handle meat is to wash your hands, obviously, before and after. So there's a nice shot of some marble-sized pork balls that we just created.
That's wonderful.
So as you can see, Jared has the can opener ready to go. He's going to open up our cans of stewed tomatoes here. Of course, if you want a trick or a tip, you can also switch out that pork we talked about before, maybe for ground turkey, ground chicken. It doesn't need to be pork. And fine work on that, Jared. I see you're working on the other can. How's it going over there?
It's going well. Now I'm very excited about this. I've heard a lot about pizza, donairs, garlic fingers. I've never tried any myself. I'm a very disciplined eater, but I'm very excited to try this thing called pizza.
I saw him eating it yesterday, folks. Don't believe a word he says. So we're at the point now, folks, we're going to mix the food. Jared and I are going to come within each other's social distance, so we're going to mask up while we do this, and we'll raise our voice just a bit so you can hear us. So we have the recipe here. So the first thing that we want to do is 1 cup of mushrooms. So I will bring out the cup, and Jared, maybe you can fill it up for us. I'll try to give you the tools here while we go. That looks like a cup to me. Looks great. We're going to throw it in the crock pot. And next, we're going to have 1 full onion. I think we got a little bit aggressive on the onions. So maybe that looks like about 4 full onions. So let's take about 1/4 of that and throw it in there. That looks great. Yeah. And just don't rub your eyes right after that, right? We're going to make sure you wash your hands. Yeah.
I'm holding it together pretty good so far.
Yeah, excellent. Excellent work. So this cup is really coming in handy for us. We're going to do the same with the bell pepper. So you're doing great work there. So about a cup or so of, it says 1 bell pepper in the recipe, which I assume would be approximately a cup when you sliced it up just the right way. So that looks great.
Perfect.
We want the full can of stewed tomatoes. So I'll grab the lid for you here. And if you want to get that full can in there, that would be great. And I'm going to work on this. It's 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning. So I take a look at this. 1 tablespoon, very clear, love it. Here we go. It's got a very strong, pleasant aroma. And there we go.
Well done.
Right on top. Next up, we have 2 cups of vegetable broth. So if you want to hold the cup up, I will pour it for you. There we go. Excellent. Whoop. Could have gone better, but that's
Steady
okay.
hand.
That's
Steady
okay.
hand.
Yep. Yep. That's show business, folks.
That's the way it
That's
works.
1 cup. Ooh, I can feel those onions in my eyes
I'm
for sure.
feeling it too.
Yep. And that's 2.
Perfect, thank you.
Next up, we have 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. So we're gonna have to problem solve a little bit here. This is not the biggest can, but there we go, folks. 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. There we go. That could have gone. Whoa! But it's all in. It all got in there in the end, folks. That's the main thing. Next up, we're going to do 1/2 pound of ground pork. So, Jared, I just weighed this, and this is 1/2 pound.
Exactly
So
1/2 pound?
Exactly 1/2 pound.
Wonderful.
Guaranteed.
So we're going to take that, put it in the slow cooker. Spread it out just a little bit.
And we're going to rely on one of our crew here, and we're going to, for salt and pepper, we're going to use 1/2 teaspoon of each, salt and pepper. So I'm going to find the 1/2 teaspoon, 1/8, 1/4, 1/2. So Jared's pouring the salt in right now.
The tap strategy is the go-to strategy for this for me.
Okay, yep, we're looking good.
Very well done, there we go.
Yep. Boom. And we're going to do the same thing for pepper. 1/2 of a teaspoon of pepper.
Strategy stays the same even with the pepper,
Yeah,
folks.
looks good. Pepper came out a little bit easier, actually, it seems. So we got that done, and We're good. We're there. We're not going to use the cheese today. Of course, you can as an optional piece. So we're good to go. We're going to put the lid on the slow cooker, and we're going to make this happen.
I'm excited. So at this point, the masterpiece is almost done. We've got all of our ingredients in the slow cooker, so now I'm going to turn on the slow cooker and work with the settings. So first off, let's get this turned on. We're going to go to the select button, and I'm going to select it to the setting of low, and it's going to be for a total of 7 hours. So I'm all set to go there, and we're ready to go.
So folks, we're at an exciting part of the video. Of course, we added everything to the slow cooker, and here we are. We're ready to taste the end product. We're really excited about it. As you can see, we have some whole wheat bread, multigrain bread to go with it. And tell us a bit about how we're going to serve it up, Jared.
Perfect. So it's in the slow cooker. We're ready to go. So I'm just going to be careful. The slow cooker is definitely going to be hot, so you want to be very careful. Have kind of some kind of covering. Make sure you're just holding it by the handle here so you don't burn yourself.
See that steam coming off it?
Very hot. So I'm going to use this device here to serve this. Going to be very careful. Chris, I'm going to serve you first, if that's okay.
Awesome. And I'm going to come in your 6 foot
Yes.
space here, so we're going to mask up because we're not going to be socially distanced here for a second.
Perfect. Okay, here we go. Make sure we get a good combination of the soup, also the meatballs.
Oh yes, that
With
looks great.
some of the broth. There you are, sir.
Love it. I'll be back for seconds.
Sounds great. I'll serve myself here. Again, gonna get a nice combination. That looks wonderful. So one of the beauties of cooking with a slow cooker, and as you saw throughout the process, there's plenty of ingredients and plenty of food. So if you're serving a big crowd, you should be good to go. But if not, make sure that you save the leftovers. You can put it in a Tupperware container in the fridge for later. And as my house goes, leftovers are very popular.
This is delicious. I love it. And so it's a very, very tasty dish, super nutritious.
It's really good.
Everyone, we want to thank you for joining us today for our pizza in a bowl or pizza soup recipe. We hope that you have as much fun in the kitchen as we had today making it and eating it.
It was a blast. Thanks, Chris. I had a great time making it and even funner time eating it. Look for more of our literally nutritious videos. Will be coming up very soon. We'll be updating our website, and you'll find a direct link on the tcrce.ca website. Thanks again.
Take care, everybody.